everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. We are here to talk about the non-Christmas movies from Hallmark 2020. Yes, there were some of those that actually happened. It was an interesting year, and we're here to give our top 10 list of our favorites from 2020. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Dory's here.
Hello.
Yes. And Colleen is here.
Hi, everybody.
Yes. So thank you so much to both of you for coming and talking about these films with me. And how have you been doing? Did you have a good holiday season? New Year's? Christmas and New Year's?
I'm trying to think. I'm like, did I? What did I do?
Yeah. It's been a long already couple days.
I know.
End of January.
I know. It's brutal. But yeah, it was nice to kind of take a break and just recuperate after all of the Hallmark Christmas movies of the year. It was nice to kind of take a little break and take some time and watch some old classics and favorites. So I feel like I'm finally getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah, I don't know about you all, but I've taken like the 7-day approach to taking down my tree. I've got it all in boxes in my living room, so now I just have to take it to storage. So I've gotten that far.
Mine, I took down the ornaments on Sunday, and that was 3 days ago, and the tree is still sitting here with the lights on it, nothing else. But I really do need to take it down, but because my cat now, all of a sudden, my 18-year-old cat, all of a sudden has this burst of energy, and all she likes to do every day is jump on my tree's real short. It's like a 5-footer. So it sits on top of like this box I have, and it sits in like they call it an urn, which is not the normal urn you think of, but it's like a vase thing it sits in. So it's like a square thing. It's instead of a normal vase. And she jumps up on this little box, like puts on her hind, and stands on her hind legs and starts to eat the tree. And she's 18. And I'm like, what happened? Is this kitten? Is this like kitten coming out? Or what is this?
That's funny.
Yeah, she's so old, but she's still got a little bit of spunk in her. So,
oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so old for a cat. It's like seriously 9 lives.
Yeah, and she just had blood work, and she got a pretty good clean. I mean, not completely healthy. She has arthritis and stuff, but for her age, she's in really good shape, and she's even lost weight, and there was no blood work explanation for it. I mean, I think it's probably just her arthritis, and different things going on at her age. But
wow.
Everything looked good.
Yeah, well, good. That's very good. I must say I had a really fun New Year's. I had my friend Jen, my best friend, over, and we had a whole spread of appetizers, which I think is the best way to eat. Like anything that you can stick a toothpick in is like good eating, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my gosh, delicious. You are just like our friend Mel, my co-host. I make fun of her endlessly because her dinners that she concocts from leftovers over 3 or 4 days make me laugh so hard. It's like nothing goes together. She calls it tapas. I call it hilarious.
Like if you've ever seen Mermaids, sharing that movie is my ideal. She serves appetizers.
Yeah,
so delicious. And I love dips. Anything with a dip or sauce.
Yeah,
and that's why if you go to like fancy restaurants, usually they're not that good because they just like with the little droplet thing they're putting the sauce on, and I'm like, no, I need like a whole big thing of sauce. Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, so it was really fun, and we did a puzzle together, a big puzzle, 500 pieces. So I felt very accomplished by the end of the night, and it was fun. It was a really nice way to end the year, and yeah. So yeah, the thing about Hallmark 2020 is obviously they had a certain degree of things completely out of their control, and they managed to provide us anything for June through to fall harvest to the Christmas season. The fact they could do anything at all is impressive. But even the offerings before the pandemic were not the best. It was usually I can count on Winterfest being incredible. I usually really enjoy it, or New Year's New Movies, as they're calling it now. But aside from one, only one of them made my top 10, and there were some really not good ones this year. And then Valentine's was almost a total miss for me. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I agree. It was just really, when you guys hear my top, like my number 10, you're going to be like, are you serious? I was rushing. Like, I probably could only name 8. And I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, literally. So this is fun.
Very good. All right. Well, let's dive in. And we'll talk about what we liked, what we didn't like. But my number 10 is Country at Heart. And of course, this was a hard one because it was so built up, delayed twice. And what movie can kind of live up to that? I don't know if any Hallmark movie could, but I do like Jesse Schramm and Nal Mater. And I liked that it wasn't as much a romance, that it was more about them writing music. And so that was refreshing and different. And I did like the music, and Jesse's a good singer, and I like country music. And so overall, I enjoyed it. I got to watch it early, which was kind of fun. So yeah, I have it a 10.
I have that on my list, actually.
Oh yeah.
But when I first saw it, I didn't even like it all that much. But I was, like I said, grasping here a little bit.
What were you gonna say, Dory?
I was laughing because when I was putting my list together, I had to really rack my brain to remember anything that happened in some of these movies. Like, I'm sitting here like poring over synopses, like, oh, right. That one.
Right.
Yes.
And Country at Heart is the only one that I remembered, really, like, at first glance, because of all the drama surrounding it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one too.
I still don't understand why they delayed it. I don't get it.
I know, there was something wrong with it.
Yeah, I'll never understand. I thought there was something like salacious and juicy in it because they just kept pushing it back. Like, I don't know. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, all that for that?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
But I do have it a little higher than you, Rachel.
Ooh, okay, good. All right, well, Dory, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is My Best Friend's Bouquet. I did like this one. I thought it was entertaining. I definitely remember enjoying it. I really like Jamie Calica. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, he's very charming.
He's adorable. And when is he going to get his own movie?
Yeah, he's good.
I don't need any more supporting from him. I want him to have his own movie. But Shaylee Rose is great. Nathan Whitty. I did enjoy this one. It felt a little slow for me at times. Like, I was expecting to like it more than I did. But it was all right. Thumbs up.
Yeah, they really leaned into the magic of the bouquet. I mean, it was
for sure.
Yeah, and that story she told about the bouquet was really anticlimactic, as I remember. And it took her like 10 minutes to explain. And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
Come on, wrap this up. Start going to weddings. Start falling in love. I'm done with this background.
All right. Colleen, what do you have at number 10?
Oh boy, I'm almost maybe it won't be as bad as you think, but I was really grasping. So my number 10 is Love in the Forecast, and the reason I picked it
What?
Stop! Don't
No.
you?
I love this.
Stop it! Don't be selling me as a former Ohioan.
Never. It's only making me love you more. Are you kidding?
Okay, let me tell you. So the way I looked at it, I told you I was grasping. This was the best, in my opinion, of the 3 Cindy Busby movies we got last year. By far.
Agreed.
By far.
Accurate.
And I loved her umbrella game. I swear that's the reason I picked it as number 10.
You know what? I'm not even mad at you. She looked really cute in that movie, and she had
her
really
boots.
great. I was just about to say the rain boots and the umbrellas. I remember enjoying that aspect.
It's more of a shallow thing for me because I thought the plot wasn't great, but I did like their little neighborly thing. I hated the whole like meteorologist part with her where he kept being at work, and
so stupid.
That part I didn't care for, but I liked her dynamic with Christopher Russell. I actually thought it was pretty good. So that's why I picked it. It was really the fashion game more than anything. It's not really the plot.
Well, and let's be honest, we needed that movie in June. I mean,
yes,
it was a rough month.
I thought it was a little charming. I don't know, something about it just stuck with me.
Yeah. I mean, the whole anti-science thing was kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't want a meteorologist that doesn't believe in science. It's like going out and watching the cows.
I mean, I thought that whole thing was nuts, but like the other stuff was just enough for it to make my top 10. That's how I'm telling you. That's how bad it was for me.
Well, and he has all these women making him food. I mean, he doesn't look like Christopher Russell, so I guess.
I know.
Yeah, and I felt like he was just a little bit more. Sometimes I just don't. He's just there, and I don't know. I liked him a little more in this one.
Yeah, he's charming. I like him better when he kind of leans into the pretty boy kind of image, if that makes sense. Like when he's playing a movie star or a model,
like the Christmas movie he was in.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's his sweet spot. But I'll support you in your number 10.
All right, thanks. Please don't stop me from coming back ever again.
I love it. I love it. Number 10, strictly for the boots and umbrellas.
That's pretty much it.
You know, it's been a rough year when you're like, what wardrobe did I like best?
Yeah.
Well, you know that we needed that movie in June. Let's be honest.
Rachel's been trying to convince me for half a year, for whatever, 6 or 7 months, that I liked this movie. And I did not. But I appreciate that Rachel has been trying to convince me for months. She's like, no, but you needed that movie. You don't even remember. Like, she will not accept that I didn't like it. She's like, no, well, I know you didn't like it, and I hear you, but you actually did, and you know it.
Well, so my number 9 is going way back to January, and it's Crossword Mysteries Abracadabra.
Oh, no.
I thought this one was fun because you had sort of the dual thing of the case, and then also the illusions and the magic and what was real and what was not, real, and I thought that the reveal was pretty good, and I enjoyed talking about it on the podcast with my dad. That was fun.
That's cute.
And so I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I like magic, so I think you guys don't like magic. Is it you, Dory, or somebody on your show? I feel like didn't like magic.
All 3 of us do not care for magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
remembered that.
All 3 of all the Fields ladies do not care for magic. So
I like magic.
Not for us. Like from the start when she's taking magic classes or whatever, I was like, you know what? I don't think this is.
I think that would be fun. I totally take magic classes. So yeah, I thought that add kind of a nice layer to the mystery, the fact that what's an illusion and what's real and all of that. And so, yeah.
Did you ever go to Magic Castle? Have you ever been out here to go there?
I never have.
I've never been.
I was just about to ask if either of you had been. I have been.
How was it?
I mean, I hated it, but I don't like magic.
I know it's like exclusive. You need to be invited, right?
Yeah, you have to get an invitation and you have to pay for like this mediocre, 5-course dinner. And then you go to all these different rooms and they're doing different types of magic. There's like card tricks, there's illusions. I mean, and the fun of the Magic Castle is there are a lot of celebrities who are members.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see like Neil Patrick Harris down in a room, like doing card tricks. So that kind of stuff is fun. Matt, but magic just isn't for me. I was able to go through my alumni association. They do a Magic Castle trip pretty regularly.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad I went, and I think if you really enjoy magic, you'll have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dory, what is your number 9?
My number 9 is Country at Heart, which we just talked about. Purely for the music. I was surprised by how much I liked the music in that movie.
Yeah.
I even, as soon as the movie was over, I went on Spotify and I was like, I'm going to grab some of these songs, and I listened to them a lot. So that was nice. Again, I don't understand why it took so long for us to see this movie. It was perfectly fine. But the music was what stood out for me.
Yeah, and Jessie Schramm, she's a good singer. She was on Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
So she has experience singing on television, at least.
And who's the other guy? Lucas Bryan? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Luke Bryan. He's a good singer too. He was great. I loved his character, Duke Sterling or whatever. I thought that was a fun character to have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Colleen, what's your number 9?
This one's a weird one too, but I don't think it's as weird as the last one. My number 9 is Timeless Love, which was on Movies and Mysteries, and it was weird, but I liked it. It was the one with the time. It was the woman who woke up. I can't even remember the plot now. I remember the woman who had the husband and the children, and she worked for the photographer. He was the man, the photographer that she was working for, that what she thought was her husband with 2 kids and all that stuff, right? Remember that one?
Yeah.
And I got a kick out of it.
So she was married, and then didn't she wake up not being married?
Yeah, I think what happened was she in an accident or a coma, and I think maybe it was all kind of a dream thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was, I think.
And and so she has to work for her husband and convince him to fall in love with her so that they can then get married, even though, because she had previously been married to him in a past life. I don't know.
Something like that. And it was weird. Don't make fun of that. I don't know. I'm just losing it. Okay. So what I liked is I liked that. So I had seen Brant Daugherty in 2 other movies, I think. The one with Jen Lilly, and then was another one, I think. And then Rachel Skarsten. I had seen her in that wedding one, the Christmas wedding one a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I did not care for her in that, but I liked her in this one. And I liked Brant in this one. I thought they had pretty good chemistry. And I just thought it was a little quirky.
Yeah, it definitely was. I could see that.
So I enjoyed it. I mean, I actually sat still, I remember, and like watched the whole thing. I didn't get up or stop it and watch it later in the day and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so that's the bar that we're at here. Yes. I watched it completely.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, I can see that. It was definitely a different entry. Very good. Okay, so my number 8 is Picture Perfect Mysteries Dead Over Diamonds. And I liked this one because I thought it was fun that it involved both the like murder investigation and the jewel heist kind of. I thought that made it kind of fun. So you were sort of following what happened to, I mean, it was the world's ugliest brooch I've ever seen in my life, but nevertheless, it still was kind of fun to follow. Like, and then there's a moment where the brooch gets dropped into the water, and we're all like, ah! And it turns out that was a fake. And I'm getting them a little bit confused because the Martha's Vineyard was also about a jewel heist, and they were right around the same time. But I remember enjoying this, thought it was fun. Eric Estrada is in it, and he's like cooking at 5 a.m. and hanging out, and that was fun. So yeah.
Oh,
Ladies,
did I tell you about that?
I saw him.
I saw him in you live near me, I think. Dory, I saw him in what is that? Studio City.
No way.
Yeah. Is it Studio City or North Hollywood? Over there on Magnolia and Laurel Canyon, over that way, over by the Johns Grove Street. I don't know if you know that part of town.
I used to live over there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a Bank of America, and across the street. And I went to get money, and I was pulling out, and I saw him going into a barber shop. This was like 5 years ago.
That is amazing. And like, you honestly can't mistake him. Like that hair,
Right.
you know, like he's one of those people, the instant you lay eyes upon them, who they are.
I mean, I was disappointed that he wasn't in the second one they did. It must have been a COVID thing, but that I don't know. I think he has potential. Hope they get him back eventually.
He's a
into the
legend
series.
in top series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
70s top shows. He's legendary.
The best.
Mm-hmm. So that's my number 8. What about you, Dory?
That was actually my number 8 as well.
All right.
Much for the same reasons that you laid out. I was really entertained. I mean, I think for me, I have a big chunk of these mysteries like in the middle of my list. And I don't so much remember the movies as I do the live tweeting I did the nights that they aired. And I have to say, like, Hallmark mystery Twitter is my favorite. Like, live tweeting the mysteries as they happen, it's freaking hilarious because everyone is like throwing out who they think is shady, who they think might have done it. You know, it's just really fun. It's like everyone's trying to piece together the mystery. So, and I remember that being a very good night and all of us talking about the hideous brooch, and like, it was just a very fun experience. So I knew that I had to have that one on my list. And I am surprised by how much I enjoy the Picture Perfect series, because I was kind of on the fence when I first heard about it. But I think it's so fun. I love it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed them too. I think that they have better chemistry doing the mysteries than doing the rom-coms.
Agree.
And they've so far been pretty well written with a little bit. I think Ron Oliver helps. He's got a little bit of style.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's fun. And am I crazy in thinking you were on the recap with me for that, Dory? For that episode? For Picture?
Was it early in the year?
Yes.
Earlier in the year? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
It was when did we do it? It was, let me see here, I have it. It was in the end of February. Yep, you were.
I mean, this was pre-pandemic. I remember it because I did it. I recorded. I was at my office, and I recorded it in a conference room. And
Oh,
then
really?
and then,
Oh,
later on, a few weeks later, here we are.
yeah.
I've been looking at my living room walls for months. But yeah, I was still out in the wild at that.
Yeah, it was February 25th. We talked about Riddled with Deceit, the Martha's Vineyard, and The Dead Over Diamonds. So, yeah, good times.
Those were the days.
Yeah, it really was. Colleen, what about you? What's your number 8?
My number 8 is actually Country at Heart.
Okay.
So I don't really have much
to
to add to what you guys already said. Like I said, at first I didn't love it, but it kind of, I watched it twice and it felt like the second time it kind of grew on me a little more. But it was a little disappointing based on you're thinking, oh my goodness, just a year later, how many times were they going to air it twice, right? 2 different times they were going to air it and then they didn't.
Yeah.
But I liked the chemistry. I liked the 3 of them together. I love Lucas Bryant. I just think he's adorable. My favorite of his, though, was the one with Rachel Lee Cook.
Yes, where she's the intern.
I love that one. That's my favorite with
the best.
And but yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not a country music big fan or anything really at all, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. So not much to add to what you guys already said.
Very good. All right. Well, my number 7 is Midway to Love. And this aired on Movies and Mysteries. And it was way better than I expected. So it did get a bump in that regard. Because usually these acquisitions are really bad. I don't know why it was on Movies and Mysteries. In June for some reason. I have no idea. But it was actually pretty decent. It's very basic. Your basic Hallmark movie. You have the girl coming back from the big city job to the hometown hunk, but he was hunky, and it had like a little bit of humor because she was working for this like Jerry Springer show. Like, well, her show was supposed to be, she was supposed to be like a therapist for the show or whatever, and they wanted to make it Jerry Springer-ish, and they kind of like they spring, I guess, that on her, and so there was this over the top ridiculous talk show thing at the beginning, and she's like, what have I gotten myself into? And is she gonna sacrifice her integrity and have this show that she hates? And I thought they had pretty decent chemistry, and yeah, so I enjoyed it. I didn't know any of these actors at all before, but it was, if you want a just basic Hallmark movie done pretty well, there you go. This is it.
That is Rachel's review for her number 7 movie of the year.
Yeah.
The bar is under the floor for us at this point.
I think it does get a little better. There were some decent ones, but they're not to like the top 4.
I know, we need 5. To get to like, like top 3 or 4.
The fake trashy reality talk show made me laugh. So it got some bonus points.
That's the only thing I remember about that movie was the fake trashy reality show.
Yeah. It was funny. So, I mean, and especially for an acquisition, it was definitely way better than I expected it to be, because a lot of, we had a lot of rough acquisitions with like the summer movies and some of the other stuff were not good.
The fall harvest movies.
Yeah.
Which one was, what was the air balloon? What season was that? Summer?
That was in the summer.
That was the worst of the year by 500.
It was bad. It was my worst.
That's why it makes Love in the Forecast all that much better. Okay?
You're right. You are totally right. You are totally right.
Oh my goodness.
There were 39 movies that I ranked in doing this ranking, and her 2 movies were at 39 and 36.
She did 3. She had that
And
horrid one with the color, the bad lighting.
Yeah, the Love in the
that was
Forecast
the
is
one with the
24.
store.
So,
oh, maybe that was the worst one. I can't decide. I think they're at the bottom of the barrel for me.
yeah, they're really bad. And then the Maze, the Maze movie, I hated.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
That was my forever last.
38.
terrible. And it was the same actor from the store movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
38 and 39. He's got both spots.
He's not doing it for us, apparently.
He's better for me.
No.
He's kind of weak.
I also have Love in Winterland at 37. So we'll see if that's in any of your lists.
No, it's not, but I didn't hate it like that.
No, my
it wasn't that
friend.
low, but I didn't love. I mean, it wasn't on my list.
The reality dating show where they don't have a single piece of lighting, they're filming a show and they don't have a single piece of lighting, not one piece of equipment, nothing.
So dumb.
Come on. They don't have any sound equipment. They don't have a boom mic, nothing.
The only thing endearing about that movie, I think I had pointed this out to you, Rachel, and now it even means more, is that Jack Turner reminds me of Andy Gibb, and I loved Andy Gibb. They look alike, I loved Andy Gibb. I told you when I was younger, I had a crush on him. And
just
watch. He makes me think of Andy Gibb now every time I see him. So I like.
I just watched the Bee Gees documentary last night.
I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch. I'm dying to.
Wonderful.
Really good.
You'll love it. You'll get so nostalgic. So
that's for a different ranking, right?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I just want to take a second from this episode today to tell you about the Hallmarkies Podcast Awards. Yes, we're doing another Hallmarkies Podcast Awards. The second annual awards will be held later this month in January, but right now you can go vote. If you are listening to this between January 1st of 2021 to January 8th of 2021, you can go into the description, click the voting link, and vote for your favorite things from Hallmark Channel in 2020. So go click that link, go vote, and you have until January 8th, 2021 at midnight Pacific Standard Time to vote, and there will be more information about when that will be airing and all that fun stuff in the weeks ahead. So go down in the description and vote. Back to the episode.
That's my number 7. Dory, what is your number 7?
My number 7 was The Secret Ingredient with Erin Cahill. I liked this one a lot. I thought it was really cute. It's with the 2 chefs who are doing a cooking competition. It was really run not at all how a cooking competition show would be run, but I didn't care. It was, I thought that she, and I think it was Brendan Penny, right?
Yeah.
I thought they had good chemistry. I liked that they were coming back into each other's lives later. I thought it was fun, and I love Erin Cahill. Love her. She grows on me every single movie, and I'm not crazy about time travel, but I did not plan on watching her time travel Christmas movie because I was like, that's not for me. But I watched it and I loved it because of her. I just think she is so endearing, and I just want to be her best friend. I loved your interview with her. She's just so sweet.
Yeah. She is so sweet.
So sweet.
And I'm not that big a fan of Brendan Penny. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice person in real life, but on Hallmark movies, I just think he always comes off as kind of smug to me. And
yeah, I have a problem though. I kind of like smug guys. That's why I'm still single.
My favorite role of his was the one with Jen Lilly.
Dash of Love.
I love that one. That's my favorite one.
So cute.
My favorite, Dash of Love and the first Vineyard movie I like.
Oh yeah, that one's great with Rachel Lee Cook. Rachel Lee Cook is another one. I just love her so much.
I know. Yeah. She's just such a warm place in my heart from when I was young. from She's All That. I'll never forget that.
I know. She's like our forever friend, you know?
Yes.
Like, I feel like I grew up with her or something, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, she's super fun. All right. So Colleen, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Love Under the Olive Tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I thought this was another one that I watched twice, and it kind of grew on me. I like Tori Anderson a lot, and I know, Rachel, this is controversial with you because I know you hate this movie, but I love Return to Christmas Creek.
Oh yeah, yeah, not for me.
That one. I liked that one. I liked it.
No,
I don't know why I love that movie. I didn't like her parents, but I liked Steven Weber and Steven Uzar, and
I adore Steven Weber. Oh.
Yeah, I used to watch movies like
me too.
Yeah. But anyways, I just thought this was a good movie. I liked that it had the little bit of started us on the path to like a little bit more diversity with the secondary gay storyline, which was kind of not really visible, but you kind of knew what was going on.
It was like warming the waters a little bit for what was coming.
It was a baby step, the babiest of steps, but it counts.
I mean, I don't know if that olive oil information is all true because I literally buy my olive oil at either like Trader Joe's or like Whole Foods, like the generic 365 brand. Like, I don't really care about my olive oil all that much. Sorry, anyone who's listening. But
I'll never forget the Chronicle Mysteries with the illicit olive oil production. Like what? Like on the slide, like they couldn't have them actually like producing drugs or anything like that. Of course, it's a Hallmark movie, so they had to have it's illicit olive oil.
That is so Hallmark.
Like, what are all these bottles doing? And that was hilarious.
They're acting like it was moonshine.
Yeah, that's right.
Prohibition moonshine. I can't.
But yeah, I enjoyed that. And Ben Hollingsworth, I like him. I liked him in the movie with Cindy Busby, the Second God Wink. And my favorite one with him though was it's probably about 7 years old. It was with, I don't know her name. It's called Lucky in Love. Yeah,
that's an early Nina movie.
They were best friends with that brunette girl, and they worked in the advertising agency or whatever. I love that one. He was great in that.
April Fool's Day movie, which I would encourage them to do more strange holiday movies. Like, why don't we have a Groundhog Day movie? Why not?
Oh my gosh, was Deidre Hall in that?
Yes,
yes.
And she got the big home, she got the job, she got the promotion, she got everything she wanted, and she wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. That was very good.
I like it too. All right. Well, my number 6, I'm sure is way higher on your guys' list, but I have Wedding Every Weekend at number 6. Mm-hmm. I did like Paul and Kimberly together, of course, and I liked all the weddings. It was cute. But I thought all the stuff with the car was very boring. And is he going to use new parts or old parts? And I do not care about that. Like just stressing over it. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna give up his integrity? He's gonna use new parts. Like, I just don't care about that at all. So that's why it's number 6. But all the other stuff I liked. So
I hear you. I do have it higher, but I said from the second that movie started, I was like, I don't buy Paul Campbell as an auto mechanic for 5 minutes. I can't.
Nope. But it was good.
But I still loved it.
And I was very proud of Paul in the way that he took that all of the junk on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And he was incredible. Mm-hmm. So I want to give extra points just for that. But I just liked the other 5 movies a little bit more. So it's a 6. So Dory, what do you have at 6?
Looking at my list and dying.
She starts laughing before she even says it.
I did this list yesterday and I didn't go over it clearly. So for number 6, I wrote Aurora movie where she gets engaged.
So that's that one is Aurora Teagarden reunited. It feels so deadly, right?
Put them both at number 6 for me. They are tied. They are tied because I loved the one where she gets engaged. But I love the reunion one. I thought it was very fun. And I also loved the other one, Heist and Seek, when they had that really cool like exhibit where a crown is stolen. I remember that one too. I enjoyed it as well. Maybe that's the one where she gets engaged.
Heist and Seek, she gets engaged.
Okay, we're gonna put Heist and Seek and Reunited and It Feels So Deadly both at 6. Also, Reunited and It Feels So Deadly was my favorite title of the year. It made me laugh so hard and I love it.
Yeah, that one where
I'm gonna do that.
The reunited one, it gets pretty, like the body in the pool and everything.
I loved it. It felt like a real mystery. But as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my dog, I thought Niall was such a great addition to this cast. Like he has such good chemistry, not just with CCB, but with everyone. Like he just kind of fits right in a way that her other love interests have not in the past. And I do love that he was trying to, I guess it was in Heist and Seek, that he was trying to propose to her the whole movie, but murder kept coming up. That felt very appropriate.
Darn.
That felt very appropriate for Aurora. Also, I would just like to also say that I find it very strange that I look forward to these Aurora movies now because I was not a fan of the first few, and now it's my favorite mystery series. So who knew?
Yeah, I mean, Scratch Hill Mysteries was my favorite, and now it's gone.
R.I.P.
No. And I would say actually, well, I guess Mystery 101 is my favorite, but I really enjoy Picture Perfect as well. Anyway, Colleen, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is The Secret Ingredient for many of the same reasons that Dory has said. I love Aaron. I did like Brendan in this one, but he wasn't the reason I put it on my list at this number. It was really Aaron, and I love cooking shows, and I love Manit Chauhan because I watched Chopped. She was a big highlight for me. I thought she was cute in it, and she really took advantage of the role. I feel she was good as the hostess.
Yeah.
I agree that the concept behind the cooking show was ridiculous, but
yeah,
I enjoyed it. And I like to look at people pretending to cook and then see their foods, the beautiful food styling that's done and everything. I enjoy all that stuff. So I liked it. I liked it was set in New York. I liked the backstory. And I liked the thing where she had the hometown bakery and everything. I like that too. So that's my
very good.
6.
All right, my number 5 is You're Baking Me Crazy. Natalie Hall, I love. She is a delight, and I mean, I just really love her as a person, and I just think she is so bright and bubbly as an actress that she elevates any movie that she's in. Michael Rady is great. I've liked, I think, all of his Hallmark movies. I can't think of one that I disliked. And going all the way back to Christmas at Homestead, I mean, he's just rarely had a miss. And this was, I don't know, it was fun. I liked the warring food trucks was enjoyable, and I liked, it kind of accumulating to this big competition at the end. And I liked that he kind of learned his lesson that that like he needed to allow her to compete and not just quit because he wanted her to win or something, that wasn't the right way to go. And yeah, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. So I have it at 5.
Love it.
And best title of the year. I mean, we all agree, right?
Yeah, it's a great title.
It is.
Yeah. So, Dory, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is the Martha's Vineyard Mystery, A Beautiful Place to Die, which is my second favorite mystery title of the year. I love it. I know that Jesse Metcalfe is not your favorite, Rachel, but I really like him. I think he's cute.
Yeah.
I think he's charming. And this was a really fun, I thought this was a really great premiere out of the gate. And it was a very fun night on Twitter. His love interest is a medical examiner, yet she was running around crime scenes in high heels, and we were all losing our minds because we're like, she's literally like stepping over blood puddles in her high heels. This will not stand. And in the subsequent movie, in the second one, she was in more sensible shoes. So I feel like Hallmark heard our cries during the first movie and switched it up. But I really liked it, and it really drew me in. I really wanted to know his backstory, like why was he back in town, what happened to him, because it was one of those, like, he was a police officer, something terrible and traumatic happened, so he came home. So like I wanted to know what happened with his backstory. I loved all the little characters. Like there's a guy who had a coffee cart and now a coffee shop, and I thought it was a really strong first movie of the series, and I'm excited for more this year.
Yes. Now, to be fair, I actually don't have a problem with Jesse Metcalfe. I have a problem with Trace.
Okay.
Sorry, you're right.
I love Jesse.
How could I forget?
I love Country Wedding, one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
And
he was so good on Dallas, which was criminally underrated and got canceled too early.
If you had Robert Downey Jr. playing Trace, it would still be terrible. You can have it doesn't matter. Like it's terribly written character. And so that's my only defense there. I've actually enjoyed the Martha's Vineyards. This one was fun because it was another one that I got to cover with my dad. So that was fun. And yeah, I'd say that so far they have done a pretty good job, and I like the fact that she works in the morgue, right? So like her, or she's a doctor or something.
She's a medical examiner, so she is like the coroner. She helps figure out how people died.
Yeah,
cause of death. Yeah,
and her dad is a cop, so it makes her involvement make way more sense than a morning show host, Baker.
Don't hate on Billy Blessing, okay? That is not right.
Or even a librarian. I mean, to get them involved is or a matchmaker. Like to get these people involved in these, solving crimes.
Medical examiner would be a lot. Actually, I mean, they would help solve. They could help solve. Yeah.
As would a morning show host. I'm just saying. We all have our place in this world.
All right, Colleen, what's your number 5?
It is also You're Baking Me Crazy.
All right.
I love Michael Rady. I mean, I would never rank the Hall Star men because they're all, I mean, there's a handful that are just awesome, but he would be my top 5 for sure. I love him. I loved him in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants too. That was when I first saw him.
The best.
I love Christmas in Homestead. I love Two Turtle Doves. I love Love to the Rescue, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and Natalie Hall I like a lot. I think she's really cute and charming. I love food trucks. Not that I can go to a food truck right now, but
in theory.
You could, but I won't. But it was just a cute story, and for some reason his bacon stuff made me think of the Cousins Maine lobster people who are really big out here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And their funky lobster stuff. I don't know. I just
They had the persimmon, the bacon and persimmon sandwich. Remember that?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was sweet. I liked it a lot. It was cute. I thought they had a cute little vibe. And I liked Casey Manderson as the brother, which I thought was kind of a different kind of choice, but I liked it.
All right. So my number 4 is our Amish movie for the year. Follow from the Heart.
I didn't see this one.
You
didn't see it?
awesome.
I didn't see it.
It's on my list.
Do I need to watch it?
Spoiler, it's on my list.
Okay. All right.
Like, I have no illusions that this is somehow an accurate portrayal of the Amish. But the nice thing about making portrayals of the Amish is that they don't watch television, so they're never going to know. So.
Not always true. True story. I grew up in a small town east of Cleveland, and we actually had an Amish family that lived next door. But they were, how do you call it, modern Amish? Like no regular they had Amish roots, but they lived an American normal life. But their name was Yoder.
Yeah.
And their father was Seth. I mean, very typical Amish names, but they were the nicest people. We were so upset when they moved away. But they were regular, average people like anyone else. They had cars, electricity, and everything. Normal things.
Totally.
Well, I mean,
if you have to, like, because I grew up in Cleveland too, and I remember I was doing something, and I had to go, like, request something at the library in Chagrin Falls, and there was just a little Amish lady working.
Yeah, because it was
at the
not
front
too far
desk.
from Middlefield. I mean, Middlefield's not that far from where I grew up. Which Middlefield, Rachel's like the kind of the Amish country where pretty far east of Cleveland.
Well, when I was serving my mission in Indiana, there we would see the Amish quite a bit, and the Mennonites as well, which isn't as strict. But nevertheless, I really liked this Galadriel Steinman. I thought she was really good. I've never seen her before, but I enjoyed her, and I thought the romance was good, and I liked. I don't know. I just liked it. I thought it was a sweet romantic story, and so it's kind of this weird little subgenre of Hallmark movies that are made-for-TV movies about the Amish. I don't know why that's a thing, but there it is, and I enjoyed it. So I have it at number 4. Dory, what about you? What do you have at 4?
For number 4, I have Love on Iceland. I really liked this one. I love Caitlin Doubleday so much. I want to see her in more movies because I think she's the best. If anyone ever watched Empire out there, she was on Empire in the early seasons, playing a pretty evil character that I loved. But I thought this was, the big draw of this movie was definitely Iceland. It was beautiful. It made me want to go. It made me want to drop everything and get on a plane and go there. But what I liked about this one is that I feel like a lot of times with Hallmark movies that are based around a location, the story can be really lacking. And I thought this was one of the better stories set in a cool location. Like this year we had the glamping movie, which did not have the strongest story. Even something like Christmas in Vienna. It was all about the location, and the story I found lacking. And I think that when they do these like movies in really cool places, like the story has to be up to par too, not just your beautiful setting. And so I thought Love on Iceland was like a pretty good story plus location. So
yeah, I almost had it on my list. The chemistry wasn't great, I don't think, in it, and it was a little slow at times for me, but I still definitely enjoyed it. I love Patty Murin in it. She was really good. I liked the side relationship almost more than the main relationship. It was cute. I loved them sleeping in those kind of like igloo type. Those
so cool.
That was really cool. It glows like a glass house kind of looking. That was cool. So yeah, good choice. All right, what's your number 4, Colleen?
It is Wedding Every Weekend. First of all, this was the first COVID filmed Hallmark movie of the year, right? I think it was.
I believe so, yeah.
And they did a really good job. You couldn't really tell all that much. I don't think. I thought it was well done. I love Kimberly. I love Paul. Paul is in my top 5 as well. Of Hall Star men, because I just think he's so cute and charming and goofy. I just love that he's goofy.
Yeah.
He's kind of quirky and he's just adorable. And his best movie to me is the one with Hillary Burton. But this was cute. I liked all of the wedding stuff. I liked the story with her character, wanting to break out and do her own practice, but then had the home repair. I feel like that's something that would happen to people,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt kind of realistic in a way, like you put money aside for something and then something emergency happens at the house. I feel like that does happen to people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I enjoyed that little side thing. It wasn't a big thing, but I enjoyed that it was something they talked about, and it was just super cute. So that's my number 4.
Very good. All right, my number 3 is Winter in Vail. And this one was really fun, I think, Hallmark movie. And I like the fact that she goes back to her job at the end and kind of thinks it over and then comes back. Like, that felt somewhat realistic, at least, rather than just like, I'm leaving everything for this guy. I mean, Tyler Hines is super, super charming. You have the fun festival that was enjoyable. Everything in Vail I thought was nice, and you have this streusel or whatever it is that was fun. And so yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. So I have it at 3. Lacey's great. Lacey had a great year. I mean, because she had some rough years there for me for a while. Like her Valentine movie with Andrew Walker, I did not like that at all. and then I didn't like her Christmas in Rome movie. That wasn't for me. But here she had Winter in Vail, which I liked. She had and then I liked both of her Christmas movies, and I didn't mind her mystery movie. So I'm Team Lacey Chabert all of a sudden. So that's exciting.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow. Yeah. I am not, but I did like her Christmas movie.
I liked both of them. I thought that her Time for Us to Come Home for Christmas was the best of the searching for stuff movies.
It was
whether
good.
it was like
I really liked it.
A letter, or it didn't make my top 10 of the year, but whether it was like a letter or a ring, or there were tons of those, a charm bracelet, there were tons of those kinds of movies. And for my money, I thought that one was the best of those. But I thought she had a great year. And yeah, I liked Winter in Vail. I actually got it for Christmas.
Ooh.
Wow. DVD. Very nice.
I know. For my Secret Santa. So, Dory, what do you have at 3?
At number 3, I have A Wedding Every Weekend.
Very good.
You guys have kind of nailed it as far as explaining why it was good. Love Paul and Kimberly. I loved the concept. I'm one of those people who has been in a million weddings and to a million weddings. So I really, really liked the concept. A great step forward for diversity that felt authentic and didn't feel like forced or weird. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really think it would have been my number 1 if there was less car talk, less mechanic shenanigans. But I think that no matter what, like, this movie is always going to have a special place in my heart. It's one of my favorites for 2020 for sure, and probably will be one of my favorites moving forward.
Very good. All right, Colleen, what's your number 3?
I I had written down, I thought it was called Follow Your Heart, but I think it's actually called From the Heart. The Amish movie. Because I had it on the DVR, it was Follow Your Heart, but I think it might not be that title.
It's on Letterboxd. It says From the Heart, but I'm pretty sure it was Follow Your Heart. On the poster, it says Follow Your Heart.
Okay, then I'm not crazy. I just needed to know I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved her. She looked I just loved her hair color. She's really a redhead, Dory. She's super cute, super petite. And did you know that guy is her husband in real life?
No,
and they have a couple kids. So that's why, the chemistry was very good.
I gotta watch this one.
Yeah, it's really good. He's adorable. I thought the sister was appropriately stern. I feel like in that kind of situation, you would have someone has left the faith or left their culture and they come back. I feel like the sister had the right way. At first, I thought she was a little annoying, but I understood why she was so stern with her. I appreciate that. I thought it was great. It was probably my biggest surprise. I was not expecting anything of it, and I loved it. So that's my number 3.
Yeah, I'd agree. It was also my biggest surprise. Definitely. All right, very good. Okay, so my number 2 is Just My Type with Bethany Joy Lentz and Brett Dalton. And he's the reclusive author. She comes and wants to interview him. And I don't know, I liked their dynamic together. And I haven't seen it in a while, I have to admit, so I can't I don't know if I remember it that well, but I liked them together. I liked her friend and the people she was staying with. They were fun. I liked the scenes with them fishing. That was funny. And I've been a little bit hit and miss with Bethany Joy Lentz on her Hallmark movies. I didn't like her Valentine movie with Luke McFarlane at all. And I don't know. I've just been a little bit mixed on her with some of her movies. And her Poinsettia movie was so boring.
I liked that one.
No. I liked it
too.
I do not care if the poinsettias are red or the scientific.
I loved it, and it had John Schneider in it. I mean, that was like, and then what's his name? Her love interest. You guys, he's all over Hallmark.
Marcus Rosner.
Yes.
I hardly like any of the, I call them scientific farmer movies where it's like, ooh, is the wine going to be ready? Is the
hybrid pair
going to be ready? And the things, I'm just like, oh, it's so boring. I know. So yeah, the Poinsettia one didn't do it for me, but this one I liked. I liked their banter. I liked the little scenes together. It was actually, I thought, funny. As like I said, the fishing scene and some other stuff, and their discussions about writing and books and reading, and I enjoyed, and I liked the supporting cast was fun. So yeah, that's why I have it at 2. Dory, what do you have at 2?
I also have Just My Type at 2.
Nice.
But I love Bethany Joy Lentz, and even if I don't like a movie, I always love her in it. Like, I will always watch a movie with her in it, and even if the movie is trash, I'll at least enjoy her performance. I think she is so cute and funny, and I just always love her. And I like what I like about her is that I feel like a lot of times, and I'm not even complaining about this, but a lot of times some of our favorite like Hallmark movie actors or actresses play essentially the same character in every movie. And I'm not mad at that. Like, I think it's comforting, like I think some of our friends play the same type of character over and over again. But what I like about her is that I can always spot a little bit of a difference in each performance. And I appreciate that and I enjoy that. And I really liked this one. This was a spring movie, right?
Yeah, it was a spring movie.
I think it hit me like in the right spot to like springtime, and it took place in Portland, so it was like, or outside of Portland, and so it was like kind of rainy and very green, and it just felt very spring to me. It was cute. I really liked this one.
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right, Colleen, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Winter in Vail.
Yeah.
I love Tyler. Tyler is awesome. Tyler,
You're a hiney.
oh yeah. Tyler could like have chemistry with the phone book. I'm not kidding you. I swear, he's so good. But I thought he and Lacey were surprisingly good together. I like them a lot. And I love a strudel festival, and I need to go to one.
Yeah, it sounds delicious.
It really does. Yeah, we had joked on the podcast that we need to have just pick somebody off of the street. You're into Tyler Hines movie, and he have chemistry.
It's pretty much.
I think it's true.
He's just adorable.
I hope he picks me off the street.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready.
I could be.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I know you guys, I've listened to a bunch of podcasts since he's been around, and I feel like he's just got a little bit more of an edge to him but it works for Hallmark. He's just so adorable, but he's got that little bit of a roughness, which I love.
All right. Well, my number 1, drumroll please, is Love in Store. Was my favorite of 2020. This is the only non-Christmas movie that made it into my overall top 10. Everything else was Christmas. I thought this was really fun. I really enjoyed all of the banter back and forth between the two of them. I thought the movie gave them things to do as opposed to the typical workplace romance where they're just planning a party the whole time. And so there's no like intimacy, no intimate moments. Whereas this, they do like the escape room. They had little things where you got to see them together and bonding, which I appreciated. I really liked both of their sisters. Were kind of BFF characters for both of them. I liked that they would talk with. And I liked the chemistry between Robert Buckley and Alexander Breckenridge. The whole QVC thing I thought paid off. I thought the whole thing with the vacuums was funny and charming. And so, yeah, that's my favorite. What about you, Dory? What's your favorite?
My favorite was also Love in Store.
Yay.
By a mile.
Yeah.
I loved this movie because I love Alexandra Breckenridge. For all the Virgin River fans out there, she is our Mel. I adore her. I think she's great. I want to see her in more Hallmark movies. This is the only one she's done, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think this is the only one I've seen her in. I agree with you, Rachel. She had really great chemistry with Robert Buckley. A little fun fact about me. I love a home shopping network. I love a QVC. If I am working from home, which is what I've been doing for months, that's usually what's playing in the background. I grew up watching those channels. My mother still to this day will call into QVC to buy something. Yeah.
I love it.
It's so cute because she doesn't trust the internet, so she won't go to the QVC website and put her credit card information in, but she will call and order like a vacuum. So I loved that, and I honestly couldn't believe that there haven't been more movies with this concept. I love enemies to lovers. I think that's, kind of my catnip. So I loved that. I thought it was very fun. And I thought that they had some kind of really great conversations in this movie and really got to know each other. And I really enjoyed that because I've said this before on our podcast. I really love in these movies when they like actually date and get to know each other. So I think you're right, Rachel. Those moments where they're kind of thrown into different situations like the escape room, they really got to know each other and it was like they were dating. And I love that in these movies and I want to see more of that. So I loved this one. I think this was honestly the only one of the year that like was really easy for me to be like, you know what, that was my favorite. There was just no hesitation. It had no competition. So I really loved it.
Yeah. Very good. All right, Colleen, what's your number one?
A three-peat, Love and Sport.
Yay! I knew it. I knew it. I was like, she's with us. I know it.
Yeah. Robert, I redeemed myself from number 10 to number 1. Robert Buckley is so gorgeous. I don't know what it is about him. I have such a thing for him. I love him. And I was not a fan of OC, right? What was he on? What were they on?
The One Tree Hill.
One Tree Hill. I never watched One Tree Hill growing when I was younger.
What was the other show he was on? Was he on Cashmere Mafia or was
Jungle?
He on Lipstick Jungle? Yeah.
Oh, he was so dreamy in that.
I'll have to watch it. I wonder if that's streaming. I'll have to look for it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, have you seen it before?
No.
Watch
it's very steamy. It's not approved for Hallmark, but it's really good.
That's fine with me.
Oh my gosh, please watch it and then like talk to me about it. Let me know that you watched it.
I'll do.
I don't know if maybe we'll have it on. We'll have to put a disclaimer at the beginning, but we should do a recap.
Can we please do a rewatch?
I would love that.
I'll put it up on my list because I'm looking for something. Yeah, is it a drama or
two
comedy?
seasons? 2 seasons.
Oh, I can handle that. That's what I need. Something short and sweet.
We have to do a rewatch. It's so good.
The other show that I love, they only got 2 seasons. It was so wrong. Is Men in Trees. Did you ever see Men in Trees?
I loved Men in Trees.
Oh, so good. I think anybody that likes Virgin River would like Men in Trees.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, well, good pick. I approve, Colleen.
Yeah, I'd rather have anything to add. It was cute, other than Jack K.
Oh yeah,
right. I mean,
didn't even mention Jack K.
I mean, that was like a nice bonus. I wish she had more of a part, but I understood. You didn't need to make her the focus. But I just thought it was sweet. I have not watched Virgin River. That's on my list, but it will be after Lipstick Jungle now. But I just thought they were sweet. I don't watch QVC or HSN, but I have bought vacuums from there. I bought Dysons because that's really the only way to afford those. They're so expensive.
That's right. Yeah, they got the best prices.
To do payment plans.
Yep, and you get that daily deal, you're good to go.
Yeah, I've only gotten I got a makeup organizer that spins around for my vanity, and I liked it so much I bought 2 of them.
Love that.
So, it was a successful purchase.
So yeah, he needs to be on Hallmark like every season. I don't care. He shouldn't do anything else. He needs to be on Hallmark all the time or something. I love him.
And I think Joie Boken is the true star because she's the writer of this. She also did Project Christmas Wish, which a lot of people loved. The Cranberry Christmas. And she did Christmas in Vienna. But I think that was just a rewrite. But she had a pretty great year, I would say, in her Hallmark writing. So we love her, and way to go. She's the one who wrote Miss Christmas, which is
best.
So good. And she did Falling for You, which I loved.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So she's the best. And so there we go. Let us know your top 10, what you think of our lists. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter. And Dory, where can people find you?
You can find me at All the Feels Pod on Twitter, on Facebook, and All the Feels wherever you listen to podcasts.
Great. And Colleen?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Lily44094.
Great. And you can find me and Colleen on the Friendcast each week on Sundays. Check that out. And make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. We really, really appreciate that. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you can follow me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. We're getting ready for the Sundance Film Festival, and I'm going to be covering it. It's the festival at home this year, but I'm going to be covering it as well as I can. So it's going to be exciting. And so check that out. And we also have our patron group, which is really fun. And we're having watch-alongs and other fun stuff. So make sure to check that out. And we have our merch store, which has tons of fun Hallmark-inspired merch. So check that out as well. So thanks so much to both of you. This was really fun. And we'll hopefully have a better non-Christmas 2021 for Hallmark 2020.
Fingers crossed. We were grasping at straws.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.